Gather round, folks! Let's dive into the top 10 One Piece fights and relive some epic moments that will probably leave you wanting to stretch your arms halfway across the room. Number 10. Gear 5 Luffy versus Rob Lucci, Part 2. Kicking us off, we've got Luffy's rematch with Rob Lucci. And let me tell you, this fight was the rehash we didn't know we needed. It's Luffy versus Lucci, round 2, but with 10 times the chaos and an ungodly amount of stretchy shenanigans. Luffy's unlocked his Gear 5, and as with Elmer's vicious torment at the hands of Bugs Bunny, he's putting this poor guy through all sorts of trauma. Awakenings be crazy. Luffy is in crackhead mode and pulling moves that look like they're straight out of a fever dream. This space hopper's bending the laws of physics, turning the whole battlefield into his personal playground. And Lucci? He's trying to keep up, but it looks like he's 2 seconds away from calling HR. By the end, our boy has Lucci probably wishing he'd taken a nice, safe desk job at Marine HQ. Instead, he's stuck in Luffy's personal circus, getting bounced around like he signed up for clown school. Number 9. Odin versus Whitebeard. We have the one and only Odin facing off against Whitebeard. Imagine you're Odin, strolling through life with enough power to split a mountain, and then, bam! You run into Whitebeard, a human earthquake. Odin rushes at Whitebeard with all the intensity of a runaway train, and Whitebeard just yawns and blocks it like he's swatting a goddamn fly. The second these two swing their weapons, the whole screen feels like it's splitting in half. But let's be real. When these two titans clash, it's like two planets colliding. The ground shakes, the sky breaks, and somewhere, the laws of physics are crying in a corner. Number 8. Whitebeard Pirates versus Roger Pirates. Here's one for the ages. At number 8, we have the Whitebeard and Roger Pirates facing off against each other. It's like if the Avengers split into two and decided to see who could punch the hardest. The captains are already legendary, but when the crews get involved, it's pure mayhem. Whitebeard's throwing earthquakes like they're confetti, and Roger's crew is countering every punch with a storm of their own. And well, Roger in particular is throwing around hockey like it's a casual Tuesday. This insane beef between two entire pirate legacies has the air rumbling with absolute pandemonium. It's legends in the making. And when it's all over, you know you've just witnessed history go down in the annals of One Piece. Number 7. Shanks versus Kidd. Now here's a painful one at number 7. The scene? Less fight and more, please sit down, Kidd, and reevaluate your life choices. Ah, Kidd. The guy with enough guts to take on a Yonko, but sadly, not enough luck to survive it. Junkyard Boy walks into this fight with every ounce of confidence in the world, ready to go toe-to-toe with the killer of observation, Haki. But here's the thing. Shanks doesn't even need to break a sweat. The fight goes from, I'm gonna beat a Yonko, to, please, someone call an ambulance, in about 3 seconds. Kidd unleashes all he's got, but Shanks just gives him a look that says, you sure about this, Kidd? It's one of those hilarious reality checks where Kidd learns the hard way that Yonko-level power isn't something you just train for. And just like that, Kidd is flat on the floor, wondering what just happened. It's the most epic one-sided beatdown ever, proving why Shanks is a legend. Number 6. Worst Generation versus the two Yonkos, Kaido and Big Mom. Okay, picture this. Luffy, Kidd, Law, Zoro, and Killer facing off against Kaido and Big Mom. Yes, that's 2 Yonkos at once! Number 6 presents the worst generation versus the 2 Yonkos, which is basically the pirate version of I bet I can take them, but taken to an extreme level. Kaido's got his dragon form out, but Big Mom's bringing the thunder, and our favorite worst gen pirates are somehow still standing, even though they're getting tossed around like rag dolls. It's pure chaos. The teamwork is insane. The power-ups are next level, and every punch, kick, and haki blast is a big middle finger to common sense. This battle is teamwork on another level, with attacks so powerful the island might sink. If this doesn't scream worst generation, nothing does. Number 5. Luffy versus Katakuri. Katakuri versus Luffy. Man, where do we even start? At number 5, we have Katakuri. Basically a human lie detector with observation haki so advanced, he could probably dodge taxes if he wanted to. Luffy is up against the toughest of Big Mom's commanders, and the poor lad's just trying to land a hit. This fight turns into a brutal dance of dodge, punch, dodge, and donut. Literally. Luffy throws every ounce of grit he's got, and Katakuri predicts every move. Believe me, you would not have expected this all-out slugfest between chewy elastic dough and rubber to leave you craving donuts. Katakuri is basically the guy who tells you what you're going to do before you do it. And poor Luffy gets the full preview. Number 4. Aokiji versus Garp. Ice meets fist at a smashing number 4. And trust me, this one's got more chills and thrills than a blizzard in a boxing ring when the Marine's most famous fist meets the ice-cold Aokiji. You know things are about to go down, and he's not letting anything or anyone stand in his way. Not even his old buddy, Aokiji. Imagine trying to throw a punch at a guy who can literally freeze air around him. Garp's fists are ready, and Aokiji's ice is colder than the Arctic. The entire battle is absolute mayhem. Garp's punches are so powerful, they could probably knock a hole in the planet. But Aokiji's out here turning the battlefield into an ice rink just to mess with him. Every punch is met with walls of ice, and Garp's plowing them like they're snowflakes. Aokiji keeps his poker face on, but you know he's got to be thinking, why did I sign up for this? With each clash, the ground trembles. Shards of ice fly everywhere. And somewhere in the distance, physics is giving up on life. The tension, off the charts. The stakes, high as a Yonko. And the vibes, colder than Aokiji's last brain freeze. Number 3, Law versus Blackbeard Pirates. Coming in hot at number 3. If you think you've seen chaos, you haven't seen Blackbeard's crew. And oh boy, if Law thought he'd signed up for a classic pirate showdown, he was in for a rude awakening. The second Law sets up his room and tries to play it all cool and tactical, Blackbeard's crew charges in like they're late for happy hour. Law is teleporting, swapping spots, deflecting bullets. It's a full-on acrobatic show out there. Meanwhile, Blackbeard's crewmates are coming at him like a complete circus act. One's up in the trees, sniping like he's at pirate target practice. Another is swinging chains. And Blackbeard's just standing there in the middle, laughing like he's watching his favorite soap opera. And yet, somehow, Law is holding his own. It's intense. It's brutal. And Law's resilience is seriously impressive. Number 2, Garp versus Blackbeard Pirates. Grandpa's here at number 2, and he's done being nice. Garp walks into this fight with zero chill and all fists. He's got beef with Blackbeard and doesn't care if he's outnumbered. We have Gramps over here throwing punches named after natural disasters, launching pirates through the air like they've been hit by a cannonball, swords clattering to the ground. And somewhere in the back, you just know Blackbeard's crew is wondering if they're getting paid enough for this mayhem. At one point, Garp's taking on 3, maybe 4 of Blackbeard's goons at once, grinning like it's a family reunion, and he's finally found people to talk sense into. It's not just about winning for this old goon. It's Garp's one-man pirate correctional seminar. And these guys are the very unwilling participants. At number 1, Luffy versus Kaido. The showdown so epic, it practically melted the screen. Luffy starts with Gear 4, bouncing and stretching like an absolute maniac, tossing punches like he's made of elastic dynamite. Meanwhile, Kaido's just there taking a piss. Just when you think Luffy might be running out of tricks, he busts out the ultimate, Gear 5. Suddenly, we're watching a mix of a Looney Tunes episode and a WWE SmackDown, because Luffy's bouncing, contorting, and cracking up like physics is just a fun little suggestion. Gear 5 turns our boy into a literal cartoon legend. He's twisting around Kaido's attacks, dodging lightning bolts like he's playing a game of tag, and making faces that have no place in a serious battle. He even grabs Kaido by his dragon tail and starts whipping him around like a rodeo star who just found his prize bull. This fight, an instant classic, where Luffy turns the world upside down in the process. And that's a wrap, me pirate-loving fiends! We've sailed through some of the wildest, most epic fights in One Piece history. Let me know in the comments which fight would make you want to jump on a pirate ship and declare war. And hey, hit that like button if you had a good time, and subscribe for more madness over here. Until next time.